Friends, it's Everything Mayor. We're back. Again, the week of Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is a time to give thanks, but it's also a special time in the world of John Mayer. We're going to talk about that today as to maybe why, or at least what, seems to be a time of year for Mayer to do things that he loves, and some past traditions, what appear to be future traditions being established around the American Thanksgiving holiday. We will then revisit last week's album prediction that I made and talk about where that stands currently and whether it's held up a week later. And then, of course, if you're an OG, if you're an original supporter, if you're a new original supporter, stick around to the end of the show because we do something called the After Dinner Mint, and you will understand that naming convention if you're a super JM fan. But if that's the point of the show where I get real, I open up and we just talk like we're friends here, not trying to impress the YouTube algorithm, which, by the way, thank you so much. The last few shows have gone really well. We will address that in the After Dinner Mint. But first up, let's talk about Thanksgiving when it comes to John Mayer. Now, if you've been around for a minute, you probably remember some special things that have happened on or around Thanksgiving in the past. For years, John Mayer spent his Thanksgivings performing for us on the David Letterman show, a special edition where he would do a full set, basically, a full concert. They're out on YouTube. You can go find them. And I forget how many years he did that, but in some way, shape, or form, he was involved with the Letterman Thanksgiving celebrations over the years, and that used to be kind of the thing. It was really fun, very cool. Doesn't do it anymore, but it's been replaced now with new traditions. And I do wonder, I would love to ask John if and maybe he's mentioned this before in other forums, but Thanksgiving seems to be a time where he likes to do things. You know, for a lot of people here in the United States, or if you have a similar holiday wherever you're listening from, it's a time for resting, reflection, being grateful, that kind of thing. But Mayer seems to like to work. And last year, we got the start of his satellite radio channel, Life with John Mayer, which I remember being super excited because it was like, you're driving to a Thanksgiving festivity and there's, your favorite artist kind of with you playing music and experiencing that day from afar together, which was super cool. He was taking phone calls. It was really awesome. Like it was a lot of fun to listen to that. Now this year we're getting How's Life with John Mayer, which we have competition here on Everything Mayer. John himself is doing kind of a podcast interview show. Man, I don't know how to feel about that. He's probably going to blow us away in the ratings. I don't know. We'll see. Subscribe and like so we can keep up with John himself. But if you've been on Instagram at all or the internet anywhere, you've seen that who I believe to be the first guest is Billy Joel. And what an insanely interesting conversation this is going to be, because there are, Billy Joel and John Mayer, in my mind, are very similar and very unique in a lot of ways. Namely, the first one that comes to mind is there are not many artists out there who have clean songwriting credits like John Mayer and Billy Joel do. And what I mean by that is they very rarely, if ever, co-write with people. It's just them. So I'm very interested to hear that interview at a deeper level, than what we've seen in the 2 to 5 minutes of clips that have been released. But again, this is something that's starting on Thanksgiving. How cool. It's become this like thing. What's John Mayer going to do on Thanksgiving? Because it always seems to be something. I have to tell you, I don't have an XM. Is it Sirius XM? Sirius XM, right? They merged years ago. I don't have a subscription, but the advent of How's Life with John Mayer becoming a thing is kind of making me want one. So all those phone calls that I get trying to get me to sign up, you might actually win. You might finally win. We'll see. But it's a cool time. It's just one of those things where, like, there's certain, I don't know if you all do this, but I have like certain artists who remind me of certain times of year. And I'm not talking like, Mariah Carey, oh, it's Christmas time, that kind of thing. I'm talking just like a season or like a type of weather. Also, like John Mayer is decidedly Thanksgiving to me, and that's probably because of all of the cool things he's done surrounding the holiday in the past. So, surely, with all of the live airtime, the interview dropping, I don't think it would be a unique prediction or thought to say that we'll probably finish out this week knowing more about the new album than we know today. I'm filming this episode on the 26th. Today is Tuesday, I believe. So I would assume that we're going to know more after Thanksgiving and after John is live on the channel. So we will see what we learn. Now, what we learn may change my prediction from last week. And if you missed last week's episode, or even the 2 weeks prior to that, we were talking about what I'm thinking is going to happen with this new record or what's going on. Basically, there's some sleuth work done on the internet. Recording engineer Russell Elvado posts about being at Electric Lady Studios in New York City, recording with Pino Palladino, Steve Jordan. Now, I did say, I'm still maintaining hope at this point. Maybe it's not a prediction anymore, but hope that actually was part of a John Mayer project. The poster, the engineer, Russell, was directly asked in the comments section, is this... I don't know if it was a John Mayer trio question or is this for John Mayer? And he said no. Now, he was in the comments responding to a lot of things, which for me is kind of unique. It's for somebody at that level to be doing that. When he first posted about whatever project he's working on with Pino and Steve, it was anonymous, quote unquote anonymous, which means that whoever he's working with, as with, most people at that level, they didn't want him to talk about it. So, if I take off my John Mayer hopeful fan hat for a second and put on my practical hat, if he really wanted to keep first of all, if he really wanted to keep something secret, he shouldn't have posted all the things that he's posted. That's one thing, but we live in the age of social media. Secondly, you don't have to respond to every question in the comments. You just leave it hanging out there. In some ways, I think by saying no or no with a smiley face or, whatever, you almost make people speculate more because it's like, oh, they're willing to answer. Well, what else can I get out of them? So, I could very well be completely off base on this. Okay. But I have to say, Electric Lady Studios, Pino Palladino, Steve Jordan, a legendary recording engineer who has a very unique style using analog gear and a lot of times recording direct to tape. Somebody in the comments here in last week's episode said that they saw John's assistant in New York. I think John played a private event around that time. I'm not following his private jets or anything like that, but if someone were to confirm that he happened to have been in New York City throughout that time period, maybe this guy Russell just says a little too much on social media or likes to, I throw people off the trail. I don't think so, though. I mean, I guess it's probably not John Mayer that they were working with. But man, I mean, how often do Pino Palladino and Steve Jordan get together in a studio in New York and it's not John Mayer related? Can you find me a project in the last 10 years that they've been together on that hasn't been a John Mayer thing? Maybe there is one, and I'm just not aware of it. Actually, to be honest with you, if there is a project that Pino and Steve have been the rhythm section for and I don't know about it, please tell me in the comments because I want to go listen to it. And that's the other thing, too, is if this is not a Mayer record, I want to know whoever this is that was recording in New York at Electric Lady Studios with those two and that engineer. I want to hear that. I don't care who it is. I want to hear that record. doesn't matter because like I put anybody, you know, in the spotlight there, any solo artist, because it's not going to be a band. It's it's not the Rolling Stones. It's Steve Jordan's playing with. But you know, I want to know who that is because all of the ingredients for some of my favorite albums over the last 15 years are there, or 20 years even, if you include the D'Angelo record, or they're all there. So it's like, well, who is it then? I'm still intrigued and still excited about it, even if it's not John Mayer. You know, until I'm proven wrong, I'm still going to say that was Mayer related. Maybe it was a test just to see how it would be working that way. You know, when Mayer or someone like him makes a record, it is almost never all done in one studio. He has a habit of bouncing back and forth between New York and LA and other places. So that's certainly a possibility. We'll see. I don't know. Only time will tell. And we just have to wait. Now, in the preamble of this episode, I'm looking at my list here of things to talk about. Before we get to the after dinner mint, there was something I wanted to mention. And this is something I was speaking of, like Mayer adjacent projects that are exciting and fun. The David Ryan Harris Scary Pockets collaboration it's like half of it's a live recording. It's been out for a while. It's been out for like a year, maybe longer. You know, it's one of those things where it's like I was aware of it. I remember listening to it, I've watched some of the videos, but then I kind of just like put it aside. Last few days, I've been listening to that record. Unbelievable. Do yourself a favor and go listen to the David Ryan Harris Scary Pockets. If you're not familiar with Scary Pockets in general, go like brush up on that. I'm pulling up the album here. Just want to make sure I get the name correct. But I mean, first of all, it's great. It's absolutely awesome. Second of all, officially it's called Pockets Presents David Ryan Harris. Second of all, first of all, let's go back to the number one. Get organized. Scary Pockets, amazing outfit of musicians. Secondly, David Ryan Harris of John Mayer Stage Left fame is incredible in his own right. Unbelievable songwriting, unbelievable singing. You know, I don't think he plays much guitar on this, but he's a great guitar player. And guess what? John Mayer is on two of the tracks, two of the live tracks. And I knew this because I've seen the videos. But Mayer's not tagged like on Spotify or Apple Music as an artist. But it's definitely him playing, because Dave Ryan Harris even calls him out. So, but super fun. And if you're looking for something in the interim as we wait for new John Mayer music officially, go back and check out the Scary Pockets David Ryan Harris collaboration. You probably already have. I had, but I forgot about it. And sometimes when you rediscover music, it's even more fun than the first time that you heard it. And guess what? The applause means that we're in the after dinner mint. Yes, the after dinner mint, where I'm going to try and keep it together here, and to some semblance of professionalism. But I have to. It's the week to give thanks, right? So let's be grateful. And I'll give you some musings if you're curious about, if you're new here, because I know there's a lot of new people watching the show right now. I do a lot of stuff on my own channel, so you can go check that out if you want to follow my own personal musical adventures, we'll call them, over there. Check it out. And I've kind of started a new era over there. I feel like I've started over a million times on my main channel. But what I will say is this: all I've wanted, and I haven't done some things that have moved the needle towards this. I haven't prioritized this, but all I've wanted, really, actually deep down inside on that channel, is to build a community of people to just share things with and enjoy things with. In that case, it's centered around me and what I do. Here, obviously, it's centered around John Mayer and what he does. And that's what I've really wanted on that channel, the channel that's named after me, Tom Butwin. And like I said, arguably, I have not done a lot of things to make that a reality over there. I've focused on search engine optimization and, working with different gear brands and that kind of thing. And it's been amazing because it's turned into a whole other business that I wasn't expecting. I work with and for Premier Guitar now. Thanks to that, and it's awesome. I can't complain whatsoever. It is going better than I could have ever hoped for it to go. However, deep down inside, you know, what I've always wanted is a community, and I don't have that there. I have some of you who have come over here also, and you know, I know there are, out of the 20,000 subscribers or whatever that I have on my other channel, like I know there's people there who are interested in what I do, and I don't mean that to sound conceited or self-centered, but I mean, I've been asking myself, well, what is it you want out of that? I'm trying to figure it out, and ultimately that's what I want. What I have to say thank you for, though, is that you guys have given that to me here on this channel. And it's not lost on me that we're all here because we're fans of John Mayer, but it's just so cool and such a opportunity and privilege to be the steward of a small group of people, you know, in the grand scheme of things, of course, who are interested in a topic, and we get to hang out and talk about it. And, first and foremost, the people who have joined the channel as members, you are just incredible. Thank you so much for that support. You don't know how much it means, and I hope I can continue making that worthwhile for you. To everybody who watches this regularly, like, and comments and takes an interest, like if I put a new pickguard on my guitar, you guys care about it, like that blows my mind, because you know, my other channel has been structured in such a way that it's actually, speaking of Scary Pockets, Jack Conte, he's in that group. You might remember him from Pomplamoose, one of the original viral internet YouTube's cover sensations. He has likened, you can kind of have two types of existences on social media or YouTube or whatever. And, one is like the fast food restaurant where everybody, like a lot of people pass through, tons of people. Or you could be the small French restaurant that only has 8 tables and it's got regulars and this amazing sense of community and not exclusivity, but community and like a real special thing happening. That's what this is. And my channel is the other. It's the fast food chain, because I get a lot of views. I do. And a lot of it is backlog content. But it's a lot of people passing through. Maybe they searched for a piece of gear. They searched for a topic, a cover song. But they aren't invested in what I'm building there. As much as here. Now, I'm trying to change that on my other channel. So if you want to follow me along on that journey, the last few videos reflect that change to try to focus on that more. But I had to take the opportunity here to say thank you to the Everything Mayer community, because you have given me that thing that I've been wanting and hoping for just in general. So thank you. And I hope that you enjoy it as well. Please continue to converse with each other in the comments section of each one of these videos. It's so awesome when I get all these notifications that I can't even keep up with, and seeing you all talking to each other about the show, about Mayer and what's going on. And it's so fun to watch that happen. So thank you to you. And I hope that all of you have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great week. If you're somewhere where Thanksgiving on Thursday is not a thing, because I know there's a lot of you who listen from places that it wouldn't be a thing. So either way, whether or not you celebrate the great American holiday of gratitude, thank you to you for watching and listening. And I will see you in the next one, where hopefully we will have more information after John's Thanksgiving radio extravaganza about his new record and maybe some other cool things he's got going on. So we'll see you at that point next week on Everything Mayer.